I have a confession. Resident Evil 4 is my favorite game. It lives rent-free in my head constantly. Whenever I lie my head down to rest, a quiet voice whispers in my ear, Gloria a las plagas. And I smile, thinking of the mountains of brain rot slop we waded through on our modded journey through the main story. So when I learned this game had a whole extra story expansion to ruin with mods, I was elated. This time around, we'll be installing even more mods to make this experience even better. And so, 8 months later, gentlemen, we're gonna make our triumphant return to Spain, against the wishes of everyone living there.
Te gustaría bailar, Jorge? Julio. Aluga.
大丈夫ですか?
Me gustaría bailar, senora. Sorry.
Do you have the vial bender?
Negative. Location unclear.
How useful?
De esta manera, mi senora.
Stop.
Understood.
After convening with our robot minion, we escort him out into the main hall of the castle, evading detection from the Spanish Koopa search parties looking for us.
Okay, go make yourself useful, Microwave.
Primary directive set. Retrieve government property.
I'm not a Fed idiot.
Someone said something about the feds in here, or that.
Gambare.
Alright, who's so bad? I thought we were all chill here.
I'm not a Fed.
Shut up, I know you're a narc. I can smell it from my gross crab mouth.
Listen to me.
Not paying my f***ing taxes. You're so dead when I figure sleepwalking over there. Oh no, you've killed me to death.
本当に?
Just f***ing kidding, you smelly ass fed. Check this shit out. Oh, so cool. On my Jordans, you are not walking out of here alive.
Confronted with the drip god of the castle, we're forced into combat. We're tormented by hallucinations throughout the fight until we pump enough rounds from our Uwu blaster into his face to cause him to evaporate. After our battle, we head to the castle's entrance to go outside and... it needs a key? For what? The Master Lock 9 million? Now featuring complete invisibility? Where's the... oh, that's great. After killing the Koopa ambush to our rear, we head through this other set of doors into a room that has no audio to speak of, besides this banging soundtrack. We loot the area's various loot pots. Ah, very funny. A comical prank left by the author of this torturous mod. Thank you, God. I'm very excited to dread knifing every ammo pot in this playthrough. After using our only remaining healing item, we open the next doors into Bowser's castle, evidently, and are greeted by two Koopas carrying shields with... is that Linus Tech Tips? We dispatch them and head downstairs, killing the other two guards down there quickly and violently. Afterwards, we grab this sawn-off shotgun and lower the stairs back up. Yeah, I really wish that didn't do that. We tiptoe up the stairs, spy the bullshit amount of enemies spawning, and immediately head back down. We then make the rookie mistake of walking up and immediately get punished for our misdeed by getting sent back to before the drip god fight. Right. Forgot to mention that this playthrough will be done on professional difficulty, meaning that there are no autosaves. So if you forget to save, like I did, you'll get sent back to wherever the hell you remembered to. Or in this case, to the beginning of the game. After going through the start of the game again, we make a save at this anime nun before the lava room. After several attempts of trial and error, we find ourselves at the same spot and lead the horde downstairs, then tank a single hit that takes all of our health away. We then explode Kamek over here, who drops our key needed to leave the castle. Then masterfully use all of our ammunition and flashes to kill the remaining 25 enemies swarming us. This is the third fight of the first mission, by the way. It is only downhill from here. So you could bet your ass I'm saving every single chance I get. On our way out the castle, we're given one last f*** you from God in getting ambushed by these armor sets and slashed down to half our health. Inserting the key to the Master Lock 9 million, we hurriedly push open the doors and head outside.
So, do you have my amber, Rim?
I have my AI servant looking for it now.
You can't use ChatGPT for this job. We'll get in legal trouble.
問題はありますか?
Janelle, get me 4 chicken fingers, please.
Right away, sir.
Listen, I know you're new here. Just don't be late on this, otherwise corporate will be all over my ass. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must return to my binge of high school DxD. Grappling up, we scope out the area ahead to find dozens of Koopas and catapults that surely won't pose a problem in the immediate future. We stealthily stab our way over to this tower, where we then traverse over here to find... Hey. I honestly don't know if I should be happy about this find or concerned about what this level is about to throw at me. We're then discovered by this Koopa, causing the 7 catapults in the area to begin raining their hot, sticky... Can I say that on YouTube? We almost make it to the next grapple, however, we are kindly staggered by a catapult and quickly killed by another before we are given a chance to heal. We return to the bridge and grapple across before we're double catapulted and are greeted by a golden knight. No doubt another attempt at an epic prank, however, this one did not work. We take command of this cannon and make quick work of the catapults and enemies across the way. With all the enemies clear, we grapple across to freedom from this terrible castle, but not before one final attempt by God to make me pull my hair out. We dispatch the final enemy of the level and scavenge the corpses for ammunition before grappling out. Let's have a look at the chapter results, eh?
Oh no!
1 chapter in and we are already an hour and 10 minutes deep. You know, some speedrunners would have finished this game by now. Also, these deaths aren't accurate. I've been loading saves so it doesn't track them. Here's an accurate count on screen. On to the next chapter. This is not where you're supposed to start out. We're supposed to be in a cutscene right now. Regardless, we say hello to a familiar face and check out his wares. Using the few crumbs of currency we have, we upgrade our handgun's firepower twice, which will hopefully make it at least slightly more viable, instead of taking 4 headshots to stagger an enemy. We then come across this part of the area that adds some AAA studio lighting quality that this game was sorely lacking. We stealth kill our way through this place and find ourselves a case upgrade in this room. I suppose it wouldn't be that easy. We're quickly killed in this ambush with a cacophony of random bullshit as the soundtrack, and sent back to the start of the level to reevaluate our decisions. Perhaps I should have upgraded a different weapon, or maybe purchased a new one? Nah, I'll just do the same thing until it works. Now that we're back here, I've learned from past mistakes, and have procured a tool that will assist us in this fight. What followed this perceived eureka moment was one of the most comical sequences of disrespect I've ever seen in this game. That was cool. On the 3rd attempt, the Among Us frags are foregone in favor of firearms. We managed to fumble our way out of the death room and head outside, where another bullet sponge enemy spawns. Amusingly, this probably helped us more than anything, as his attacks were hitting the horde of Spanish villagers instead of our mushy head. We kill him first, then riddle the remaining chainsaw enemies and their minions with 9mm. All perfectly calculated, of course. We plunder a key off one of the chainsaw women, which opens this drawer here. And what is our reward for that onslaught? A valuable that I cannot sell until I get more gemstones. I'm having fun. Heading into this next area, I make the realization that I could have just bypassed that entire fight by going this way. Oh well, at least I have this spacious case to hold the ammo I don't have now. We grapple up and are treated to the cutscene we were supposed to see at the beginning of this stage. After cinematically murdering this man while B-roll of rocks is played, we get a call once again on our phone.
Has there been any progress?
I've walked 300 steps.
It's been 3 hours. What the hell have you been doing?
大きなお世話.
Who the hell hired this bit?
We begin making our way through the vanilla starting area, and once at the bottom, we're given a warm welcome.
What the hell?
We then kill the milkman and his entourage, definitely without being damaged 4 times during the fight. Moving through the doors he kicked down, we're treated to another bullet sponge who clocks our shit with his kick. We use our remaining ammo to kill him as well as the enemies escorting him. Also, I don't know how long these barrels have been gurified, but every time I see this character anywhere, I'm reminded that this was an actual thing that happened in an actual Dodgers game. Grappling into the next area, we get another incoming call.
But just wrong, Matthew. Senran Kagura is an objectively worse show.
My anime list ratings say otherwise, dude.
My god, I'm surrounded by chaff. Janelle, where are my fucking chicken fingers?
Sir, you're on call.
What? Oh, shit.
Following the call, we walk towards the next area, scavenging this house for valuables. Alright, let's try again. You know what that means. Time to kill the chainsaw. Die. Kill the die. Kill the chainsaw sisters. Again. Kill the milkman. Again. Question the Dodgers. Again. Just to return to this goddamn area. Again. We avoid the bullshit cancer pots this time around and head outside to kill the enemies still laughing at our prior death. A wave of angry Spanish villagers push the doors open and we begin killing the horde at the doorway. Our hearts immediately sink, however, upon witnessing 2 more Wumbo enemies enter the fray. So we retreat back to the house. At the top of the stairs, we turn around to greet whatever is following us. We kill the remaining villagers and begin training Freddy Fazbear around the house like we're playing Transit in 2012. Eventually, after 10 laps in and out of the building, we kill him and begin heading in the direction he came from, getting unreasonably angry at this crossbow woman in the process. We cross the bridge, grapple up to the roof of this windmill, and scope out the village.
Femboy.
After spotting our new main objective, we grapple away to find a way to assist Leon. I don't think I have ever been happier to see a small anime nun in my life. Triple checking our saves to make sure it worked, we begin heading across this cliffside. Killing the few enemies in the area, we complete the medallion side quest because God knows we're gonna need every crumb of currency we can get. After opening this door, the man who would have undoubtedly jump scared us gave himself away by grunting loudly before we made entry. Disarming this trap, we grapple into the church's graveyard and greet the locals warmly the English way, and are once again reminded that any fun had in this mod will be quickly cut short by a bullet sponge enemy. Luckily, this one seems to have lost its occipital lobe, so we go ahead and remove it from the gene pool. We open the gate and grapple to the top of the church, then ring the bingo bell to assist our femboy love interest.
La campana.
Bingo everyone wears. Going. Afterwards, we get a call from our employer, which we decline, having found an objective that takes precedent over our career. We grab this health boost before slaughtering the villagers who dared lay a finger on our man. Yoinking the ruby from this bird nest, we notice a new area to grapple to, which we jankily swing into, unknowing of the horrors that lie ahead. We clear the area of the initial enemies, and after stepping one step too far, God spawns Freddy Fazbear, his wife, as well as their dozen children as a funny prank. In what has now become the usual for this playthrough, we use every single round of ammunition to our name to win this fight, and are left to scavenge the corpses like a rat to regain what we just splurged. Inside this cave, we're once again reminded of the mod author's fetishization of funny haha explosives. We grab the crumbs of ammo inside and repel the half-hearted spider ambush that followed. Returning to the church, we unlock the door inside and find a rare cornucopia of loot, without any bullshit traps sprinkled in, including but not limited to Heavy Among Us Imposter, Can of Coke, Invisible MP7 stock, UATF, and a copious amount of ammo which will be put to use very shortly. We start heading towards the village to see if Leon's still there. However, he is nowhere to be found.
Oh, how sad. Little anime fed got stood up. Maybe he'd actually talk to you if he didn't wear that stupid maid outfit everywhere. You may have defeated me once, but with my new are you skipping the
We begin our second fight with the Drip God, having garbage thrown at us as soon as the fight starts. After taking care of the spectators, we thoroughly shoot our attacker until he starts spawning clones. Which, by the way, these guys can deal damage, but cannot take any damage. Pretty fun game mechanic there. On the third phase of the fight, everything goes to shit when a cow enemy spawns and combos our ass with the help of the Drip God's attacks. On the next attempt, the exact same string of events happens, and we're once again sent back to our checkpoint. It was at this point where I was considering taking a break, as it was 3:45 AM, and my quality of life had been steadily decreasing upon booting up this game. I was super glad I didn't though, because in the next attempt, I was killed on the third phase again. Fun. On the fourth attempt, I'd had enough. I assumed the gamer posture and locked in. We masterfully parried the Drip God's attacks. There's like zero room for error on parries, by the way. I was full chub after parrying 3 of the head swings. After several minutes of running around and mag dumping this dude, our boss fight comes to an end. Fittingly not due to us doing damage, but the milkman clocking this dude in the jaw.
You better stop that right now.
Or what?
I'll unleash my strongest spell. I'll do it. No. Oh, got him. Alright, I'm gonna miss the 11 AM drop later, Torb.
With some peace and quiet, we get to looting the village, then make another save because I would sooner f*** a cactus than do that fight again. We leave the Ocarina of Time chickens to roam the empty streets and begin our walk to the next area. Stopped in our tracks by a set of locked doors, we grapple up to find a femboy, our femboy, being harassed by the big cheese. Fine, Groundhog Day? This all feels too familiar. With the Chief of Cheddar gone, we're dumped to the chapter end screen. Let's take a look at our standings, shall we?
No!
Here's an updated death count for those curious. I think this playthrough is actually making me an angrier person. I've been swearing at inanimate objects much more frequently since I started recording this. The next chapter begins as we longingly watch Catboy Leon open the gate to the village, then make entry to the room he was assaulted in. Inside, we find a locked drawer and begin our search for a key that would fit it. After pocketing this extravagant clock, we find the key we're looking for behind this painting and head back upstairs. Before opening the drawer, we stock up on heals and reorganize our inventory. God, this case is atrocious to look at. We find some good literature in the drawer and get an updated objective on our map. So we head back out to...
No, fuera de la casa.
We begin fleeing from Cheeseman down the stairs and approach the door. However, we take pause upon hearing the all too familiar sound of a cow freak behind it. After training him and Feta Chief behind the table, we head outside where the... Fortunately, we shake off Handsy Boy just barely in time to get our iframes. Grappling away, we bypass these enemies as well and head down these stairs. Oh, it's so f***ing funny, dude. I don't know how we survived this, but we heal up and run down the stairs only to be one-shot by the cow freak who caught up to us rather quickly in our 4-second break on the ground. Alright, new plan. That doesn't count. On our real attempt, we stun Grabby McSnatch hands, grapple away, catch this dude lacking, and have a bit of an awkward moment with Freddy Fazbear on the stairs. Oh, this is a problem. We slip past him and stagger the few enemies ahead before grappling over this wall. We make a save before heading into... Oh, right, yeah. I forgot that God has deemed any significant door unworthy of simple progression, so we now have to find a key for this door. Coolio. We take the path to the left to search for the key, and after greeting this armored shield man, we decide to scope out the area with our ACOG that has been collecting dust in our case for 4 hours now. Ah. Well, that's one less thing to carry. Instead of the scope, we utilize the gamer zoom method, comboed with our pea-shooter Glock to pick off targets before going down. Not that killing those 3 enemies mattered at all, seeing as how we're swarmed by 25 Spaniards as soon as our feet touch the ground here. I don't think there's a way for me to explain how stressful every fight is in this, other than to show you what God throws at you regularly. Just watch. Bastard. What? After that absolute ordeal, we check the buildings for anything to make up for the colossal amount of ammo and grenades we just spent on one non-boss fight. Inside this locker, we find a Shy-Tac intervention just sitting around in its unscoped glory. Oh no, using iron sights on this gun feels like I'm committing a felony. While inspecting our inventory, a thought occurred to me. I never equipped the stock. After realizing that Omega f***ed up on my end, we begin turning the wheel to open the door back, with a flashbang equipped just in case God decides to dump a heaping load of bullshit into our lives again. Oh, do you hear that? That sure sounds like a heaping load of bullshit I'm not going to deal with. We return to save our game before using our newfound key to open the next area up. Entering the factory, we disarm a poorly hidden trap before beginning our stealth killing spree. Oh, just... you. Killing the enemies now alerted to our misstep, we notice one of them wearing a particularly familiar jacket, and take it for ourselves. Oh yes, the rats are all still anime girls, I'm glad you asked. We then come across a crossbow, however a conundrum presents itself when we cannot fit it into our inventory. A bold choice is then made to sell our shotgun in favor of this new weapon. This thing has no right taking up this much space while carrying 3 limp dick shotgun rounds anyhow. We return and claim our new crossbow, which from here on out will be referred to as the Crussy for this extensive list of reasons. We load our Crussy with a Half-Life 2 bolt and head downstairs, bypassing another epic troll attempt by God. I'm starting to think that this guy's running out of ways to mess with me. Huh. Yeah, alright, forget I said anything actually. We follow these Scooby-Doo footsteps downstairs and find a pack of cigarettes, a reminder to check in with our smoker robot and his side quest.
Report.
Current status, fulfilling tertiary objective.
Tertiary?
Tertiary objective. Troll cat boy.
Where are you?
I ain't no snitch.
On our way back upstairs, we're gifted the treat of more combat. Oh boy, I'm so excited. We begin clearing the area of enemies, killing the entire ambush before heading back outside to sell our spoils. However, before we can, we're suddenly hit with a killer migraine, and we collapse out in the open.
Welcome to the cum zone. Only come inside.
Our perspective shifts to Weebsker to fight off the incoming enemies. This section's actually one of the very few things this mod adds that are actually kind of cool. Our only items for this fight are various brain rot throwables, as well as these hands, which this horde of enemies will be catching. However, we can only do damage through our counter moves when we successfully block an attack, an easy feat for a seasoned veteran of my stature. We smack the hell out of the many Spaniards and gross mouth spiders swarming us, and move our employee to a safer area. How disappointing.
That suit is a disappointment.
You're just jealous. The suit is sick as hell and you f***ing know it. You're lucky you're a DEI hire, otherwise you would be so fired by now.
You're just a puppy.
I don't have time to quarrel with you. I'm 7 minutes behind schedule thanks to your f***up. Now stop chasing that furry boy around and do your job. It's not like he wants you anyway.
Mission update. I have found the government property.
Where is it?
Current location, Disney World.
Back in the saddle with Rem, we head out from Cheeseman's house to reconvene with our servant at Disney World. In this tunnel, several tentacle enemies stand in our way, and also learn that the enemy's crossbow bolts can, in fact, travel through solid rocks. We have a therapy session with Wesker's section and eliminate the cheaters residing in this tunnel. After saving at the next typewriter, we begin killing the tentacle villagers. However, we're pushed back to what I foolishly thought was the safe zone, and are killed in front of the merchant by our pursuers. In the next life, we bring the enemies back through these doors, making the fight much easier. In the next area, we snipe the 6 dynamite rooftop villagers and loot the surrounding area for the upcoming challenges. The God of Cow, huh? Wait a minute. We kill the supposed cow god of the village and return to unlock the door. However, we're instead greeted by the true cow god. Now, I know you're probably a bit confused why Freddy Fazbear suddenly has a cow head Frankenstein on top of his shoulders, and I find myself asking the exact same question when I see this monster every time I close my eyes. After our great battle with the cow god and his minions, we finally unlock this door and gain access. It's funny. We grab the valuables from this room, then scurry back to the village to save, because I know for a fact there will be some Mickey Mouse Clubhouse bullshit pulled on this next fight. We return to the bridge and, oh, well, that was a wasted 2 minutes of my life. As we cross the bridge in an attempt to join the brawl on the other side, the ground begins to shake violently. As we grapple up to a nearby rooftop, some villagers call out our location to their boss. We're greeted... Oh my god. We're greeted by the president of the literature club, featuring amazing mobility and flexibility. Oh, there's 2, by the way. There's 2 giant levitating Monicas. Thanks God. Yeah, so this was unfortunately my idea. I thought only about how it'd be funny if a giant levitating Doki Doki Literature Club character would attempt to crush you with its invisible limbs, without considering the fact that not being able to see this creature's arm and leg hitboxes may pose an issue during the fight. Also, we're treated to intermittent head-splitting migraines throughout this battle from a mysterious force on the field. I have found the mysterious force on the field. We dispose of the migraine Kamek and get to work killing the 2 beings of chaos floating around the area. We use all of our regular ammo taking down the first Monica, and are left with our Iron Sights intervention to take down the remaining foe. Now this sounds like a simple task, however, aiming this 31-pound sniper rifle proved to be more of a challenge than expected. It honestly feels like you're trying to aim a boat when ADS with this thing. We miraculously overcome this hurdle, then finish it off with a stomp and 3 stock gun sound effects. With every single townsman, woman, and child killed in the village, we finally find our robot henchman on a stroll.
You said you were at Disney World.
I lied.
And the amber?
A second lie, however. I super know where it is now. Please help my thingies hurty.
You're going to take me there.
Not fair. So I has a teensy request. I have a couple customers to extol to treat. Couldn't we maybe potentially, by chance possibly go downstairs and grab some insulin?
You're a healthcare worker?
Whoa, please hold. I'm bound by my secondary directive. I must retrieve it.
And that is?
Secondary directive. Assist Catboy.
Fine then.
We begin chapter 4 channeling our inner brass goblin by grabbing scraps of ammo off the ground on our hands and knees, then drop down this hole. Alright, this is a great start here. Pulling the lever to the door out, the armor sets come to life, and we're forced into combat in this very spacious fighting space. I'm sure it'd be no surprise to anyone that a master Resident Eviler such as myself was decapitated on the first attempt in this room. We managed to kill the Golden Knight, who unceremoniously disappears after being slain without dropping anything, simply opening the door ahead, implying that progression in this dreadful mod is a reward in itself. We pull the next lever and exterminate the spiders that spawn below us using our advanced decision-making skills. Further down, we begin another fight and are enlightened to a fun fact that I was not privy to prior to today. Luis can die. I've never once seen this in this game. I thought his luscious locks and messy stubble just made him immortal or something, but I guess I was wrong. With this information in mind, we babysit him in the fight and head down further to the bottom of the tower.
Oh, no. No. My insulin, how could this happen?
What are you doing?
I must retrieve it so I can sell it at exorbitant prices.
We follow our AI pharmacist into the inferno, running through the ha nice try, you weasel. We find the coughing automaton at his insulin crafting table and throw him out of the burning room.
Are you done role-playing as a firefighter, dumbass?
Please hold. I must weep.
Why do you need to sell insulin at such a high price anyways?
To purchase insulin, of course.
Just make more then.
Damn, you right.
With our healthcare worker in higher spirits, we start ascending this tower. Oh, no, yeah, it's really funny, dude. It's really funny raking me over the coals for ammo, and then giving me a glimpse of hope in the form of a resource pod, and then just throwing tannerite in there instead. Wait. Alright, noted. Every breakable object that does not have Gargura smothered all over it will be shot instead of knifed. We grab the gold bar from this chest and then return to the starting room of the castle. We're given this list of random bullshit and begin the fetch quest of a lifetime across this bridge. Not a particularly huge fan of the chains swinging violently in the room that I'm about to grapple into, but there's really not any other options here. Grappling in, we're greeted by a cow freak and his buds. Thankfully, he turns into this much less tanky enemy, so we clock his ass and chuck a frag in the room to take care of him. We then push this cabinet out of the way with our independent woman strength, grab this neat tablet of Akman Ra, and make another save. We stealth kill these two enemies before inserting our stone tablets into this door and mashing buttons until it opens. In the next room, an armoretta comes to life, and a squad of enemies rolls up behind us with some freaky mouth spiders to spice things up. Miraculously, we managed to avoid being hit in this entire section. Wow, it's almost like I've spent 6 hours fighting these enemies already or something. We grab the first of the objects on our grocery list, and are caught off guard when we hear footsteps approaching the doorway.
手を上げて、フェムボーイ。
No, don't do this to me.
Empty your pockets, femboy.
I already have one obnoxious blue-haired girl to deal with. I don't need another one of you.
Another one?
After slaughtering some innocent bystanders, we grapple to the next area of the castle, solving a simple puzzle to grab a key lantern to open the next door. Of course, the room is trapped, so we turn back. I think I'll pass, actually. We slot our new lantern into this stone carving, do some EOD, and investigate the next area. Oh, so now the pots don't explode? Yeah, alright dude, I'm still shooting every single one of these. We grab a valuable item and, shocker, more armor sets come to life, which we promptly put down. An open slot and a locked door stand between us and the next room, so we grab the silver bottle to open it. After the lights cut out, we crouch to avoid these lasers. Nah, that's not cool. You don't get to hide wires underneath carpets, that's cheating. More armor sets come to life around the corner, so we lead them into the lasers to have them chopped up into pieces. Unlocking the door with this bottle, we spot another funny haha explosive just before we clothesline ourselves on it. Opening up the next door, I'm saving before this dumpster fire. Call me a pussy all you want. I'm finishing this video before we end. Oh, fuck. Once we return to this room where God's light cannot touch, we grab this gold bottle and you're never gonna believe this. The armor comes to life. We destroy the first few enemies to attack us with some badass parries to boot. Mid-fight, a couple spectators come to throw rotten fruit at us during our battle. They're quickly dealt with by a short burst from our Uwu blaster. Lord, please forgive what I've done to this HK MP7. Things are going pretty well in this fight. Too well. God. Must have heard our cocky thoughts, as after we kill another golden knight, 2 more knights as well as a couple untextured insta-kill chainsaw enemies are thrown into the arena. Coolio. We die. Hey Rabbit, I think we're on a first name basis at this point. I know you're in China, and you may well not understand a single word I'm saying right now, but F you. We continue bashing our head at this section. At some point, the game stops spawning the crossbow spectators, likely out of pity, and on one fateful attempt, the untextured gang busts through the doors, and we greet one with a face full of 556. We managed to take down the other no-textured chainsaw freak with our iron sight intervention. With just the knights remaining, we train them around the area and slowly deplete their numbers, as well as our ammo stockpiled in the process. Also, check out this sick parry. After crafting our final batch of ammo, we finish off these knights and open the gates back up to freedom. Checking inside this locked room, we find spoils befitting of a king, one green herb, and a case upgrade to house the abundance of ammo we have. This is the equivalent of giving a starving refugee a f***ing lunchbox with a singular stale Cheeto in it. Yeah, you should be grateful. Yeah, and you should suck. We find out the fate of our spectators on our way back to use our new bottle.
Oh, come on.
And pillage the 16 rounds of handgun ammo from their corpses. Afterwards, we climb up this ladder and make a save. I'm not even relieved anymore, I just want to go home. We gorge on an entire rainbow-colored fish and grapple into the next area. We discover a dark ritual being held, where the heads of Nintendo sacrifice a child who committed the grave sin of emulating one of their games. We stealth kill our way to the top of the room and give the Kamek holding our key item the JFK experience. We then mop up the remaining enemies in a fight that went remarkably well for this mod's standards. The only cause for concern being the occasional screen shake. As we return to place our key lantern, we discover the source of our screen shaking issue. We give him a couple rounds to tie him over, then loop around to finish him off. Alright, what's your next challenge, game? Oh, a one-on-one duel with Roxy from Security Breach in this 10-square-foot room? I love it, let's do it. Disposing of our new roommate, we flick this lever and grapple back over to make a save and hug our mother. As we progress further into the next area, a chill runs down our spine. A great evil and/or an absurd amount of unfair garbage resides in this courtyard. We witness the usual Kamek cutscene and begin traversing over to him to end this fight early.
Fucking Krauser, dude.
That's the second to last boss in the game, by the way. We die several times. Between getting brain f***ed by these 4 psychological warfare Kameks every other second and being constantly chased by this sexy hunk of man, I was this close to turning on my game sense and beating this section. Fortunately, I noticed a convenient weakness in these guys' AI. They seem to like congregating in one place and doing a glorious plagas circle jerk to charge their crystals. So when we're not pulling our hair out to the aforementioned problems, or being shot at by the stupid bug thing as these guys spawn, we had a golden opportunity to mag dump these cretin in the middle of their animations. Of course, the issue being they run away twice as fast as you can run, so you better make those shots count while they're charging their crystals. Eventually, on the 4th attempt after I stopped counting the deaths, we managed to eliminate all the Kameks and pacify Krauser for now, leaving the area free for us to plunder. Inside this loot room, we grab an M110 chilling under this table, as well as a butterfly lamp. Wonder if this thing's got a magic wish genie in it. You know what I wish? That my life ends shortly. We begin walking through these halls, getting a lag spike in this corridor. That's surely a good sign. Outside, we yoink this health boost, then grapple up to the top of this tower.
Hey, how's your day going?
なんでしょう?
So I seem to have misplaced something. Have you seen any, I don't know, abducted anime girls floating around? Hello?
Descending the tower, we have a bit of a why won't this game let me knife this woman moment, but we managed to take her and her associates down before moving on. Dropping down this next tower, we're greeted warmly with a quick time event. Oh, I love having to dump 75% of my ammo into a single enemy just for him to call me sloppy and abracadabra into oblivion without dropping anything. Despite the setback, we open this next door, spot a funny haha explosive with our godlike mantis shrimp level vision, and open the lock with our prior knowledge. I am not humoring this puzzle by checking the code, I just want this to be over. With the final grocery item obtained, we head topside to meet up with our pharmacist.
I finished your stupid errands.
And I have your thingy. Please hold. Commencing preparation of 1 insulin dosage. Just a little pinch here. All done. Insulin administered.
Gee, thanks.
Something stinks around here.
Raro. This way, my lady.
Don't touch me. Go and help Leon, Bender. But just... please don't extort him for me.
Understood.
You think you can run from me, Fed? Where are you gonna hide, you f***ing glow in the dark? I bet you're the kind of narc to hide behind this wall. Oh, alright. Whatever, I'm fiending for some Chick-fil-A anyways.
At the start of chapter 5, we head down to flick the lever that opens the door forwards. Guess what happens? Take a guess what stops us in our tracks. A locked door. It's a locked door that needs a key. We ascend the stairs once again and grapple up to this tower. Oh, that was so cool. That was so not cool. On our next attempt, we start our fight by killing the untextured migraine Koopa, then the remaining non-threats before dealing with Krauser. Did you know that Krauser can't be flashed in this form? I didn't. There goes 2 flashbangs I could have used literally anywhere else. I don't know how much health Phase 2 Krauser usually has, but it was enough to tank all of our ammunition. All of it. And so, at the end of the fight, with a tiddlywink of health remaining, and nothing but our knife, I was preparing for another attempt.
I'd honestly rather you just killed me, dude.
We continue forward with our crippling health condition and lack of ammo. Amusingly, in the next fight, we're given the gift of a bullet sponge scythe enemy. Cool. There goes all my ammo I just scavenged. We make a noble last stand before being munched by the bullet sponge, who not only has like 5,000 health to begin with, but also transforms into a Plaga enemy after you kill him. Yup, time to fight Krauser. Die. Fight Krauser again. On our next attempt, we play 10 IQ smarter and kill the smaller enemies before the Kamek. After grabbing this elegant crown, we flick this lever.
Yeah, saw that one coming.
We bestow mercy upon these knights and permit them to live, not because we're out of ammo, but because we choose to show empathy. Grappling down this sudden drop, we make a save, then sell our elegant crown for 100,000 shekels. We fully deck out our handgun, then proceed onwards to give it a whirl. I don't know why, but I ended up dying like 3 times to this next set of enemies. After bashing our head against this section for 15 minutes, we expertly and very fairly get rid of these guys, performing a sick-ass kick on the final enemy to assert dominance. Moving into the next area... No, this isn't real. Not only are they here too, but their hitboxes are even bigger. A note next to the merchant door speaks of a padlock on the other side. However, we're unable to get an angle on it yet, so we continue forwards. You know what really chaps my ass? Arriving at a wheel to open the path ahead, only to be ambushed on all sides by insta-kill chainsaw enemies. We return once again and exact justice against these dickheads, then drain the water below. After killing this aquatic Thomas the Tank Engine, we then chuck a frag up to get rid of the padlock and enter this loot room, grabbing the ammo and setting the riot gun to storage. Returning to the anime nun to reassess our loadout, we sell the insane fire rate M4 and replace it with our brand new Spaz 12. Here's a hot take. The street sweeper in this game is for dorks who can't aim. Riot gun is just better at killing things, period. To replace our rifle slot, we spec into our new M110. But before we use the M110, there's a couple ground rules that need to be established. There will be no strafing left, right, or walking forward while ADS'd, alright? That's not advised. Got it? Good. Now watch this drive. We head down into the waters, killing the cows lurking in the depths. These enemies usually have green eyes glowing underwater, but now it's just ripples in the general area where they're swimming. Pretty cool stuff. Nabbing the very colorful Lord of the Waterway, we continue through the tunnels. Now, the wires have stopped beeping. Luckily, we still have our mantis shrimp vision, otherwise we'd be in a pickle. Climbing out of the waters, we're gifted another save, and hear some familiar screams in the room ahead. Inside, we find 3 Roxys chained up against this wall, and begin shooting them. Then, what can only be described as an infinitely spawning cornucopia of bullshit descends upon this room. Untextured chainsaw dry bones, the stupid transforming migraine Kamek dudes, and an absurd amount of chaff. We die many times. Finally, on one attempt, we kill the 3 Roxys off the bat and open the next door. Unfortunately, God thought we needed to spend a little bit more time in this room, and were swarmed by every single enemy type in the game, like a wasp in a honeybee nest. We die several more times. On a few lives, we're given a neat little bug where our M110 can't reload for whatever reason. That's kind of awesome. And then, on one fateful attempt, we somehow manage to kill every foul hellspawn enemy that enters the arena, leaving only 1 Roxy left to kill. And then do you know what happens? Do you know what happens? A spider strolls in and insta-kills our ass. We die an innumerable amount of times. On our 28th trip to Purgatory, we finally killed the 3 Roxys, then make the critical mistake of walking down the corridor we came from. What followed was the most stressful fight I've ever experienced in any game. We're cornered by 10 armor sets and insta-kill worm enemies, and are forced into this fist of garbage. A combination of talent and sheer luck allowed us to slip away from this, and then finish off the remaining enemies. With shaking hands, we save our game once more and continue through the next doors and up the elevator. After upgrading our M110's damage once again, we walk towards the next fight. However, our game crashes as we grapple over. Once we finish painstakingly checking each individual mod to find what's causing the crashes, it was unfortunately not the Valkyrie mod. We grapple across successfully and start the next cutscene.
I knew I'd find you among the cows down here. On my Jordans, you're not winning for a third time.
On your fake Jordans?
What did you just say? Listen here, you small-ass hands, big-ass eyes, lonely dog and narc. Just because you're jealous I got my Jordans for $20 doesn't mean you have to call them rich. Look what you did. My limited run 350 gold embroidered monochrome robe is ruined. Thanks to you.
We begin fighting an enraged drip god, killing his floating cow summons and pumping him full of 9mm. Oh, wow, that was extremely easy. We loot the surrounding area for ammo, then pick up the boss drop. Of course, it wouldn't be that easy. Our foe suddenly grabs us with this gross bug tail thing and throws us to the next area, where the next phase of the fight starts. We begin by clearing the floating cows from the arena, then dumping our handgun's 20-round mag into this thing's weak point. After enough damage is done, the next phase of the fight starts, and Freddy Fazbear himself pays a visit to the arena. However, we were not putting up with his shit. Isolated from his summons, we perform some Cirque du Soleil moves on the boss, and finally defeat what remains of the drip god. After the boss draws his last breath, we begin convulsing on the ground, spitting up an icky-ass parasite thing. With the parasite stomped out, we once more loot the surrounding area before moving on, then get a call from our pharmacist.
What is it?
I have lost possession of the thingy.
What?
Catboy is currently fighting them.
Who's he fighting?
An ex-lover, most likely.
We double time it to the top of the tunnel and grapple to witness a heart-wrenching scene.
Hey, you okay, pal?
Negative. Request light beyond pony.
You didn't get a buzz, dude?
We follow our competition up to the surface, probably too quickly for our own good. Slaughtering those who stand in our way, we grapple up past this rocket Kamek and witness another certified Leon Kennedy moment. We continue our chase and head down this elevator. We enter the next room a hair too late and witness Krauser cruise away on his boat. We then grab a key to give chase with, but hide after hearing some familiar footsteps approaching the room.
Alright, where's... Great.
So who's that girl?
The absolute worst. It's like looking after a child that walks into a stranger's unmarked van every 10 seconds.
あなたのタイプのようです.
For the 9th time, I cannot understand what you're saying.
Well, see you soon, femboy.
Such a stupid nickname. We begin our trip to the island by checking out this tower, finding a Schofield revolver at the bottom that does more damage than our intervention. Yeah, that makes sense. Dropping into the next area, we immediately start being lined up by 2 rocket launcher spectators. This would have been a sick-ass clear of these enemies if this kick didn't miss for no reason. After the initial fight, we head downstairs where we hear a familiar sound. Wow, it feels like it's been so long since God last dumped a cow freak on us. We easily dispatch him with our maxed out handgun and continue through this area, hearing some strange breathing behind this wall. Continuing through the underground section, we miss an easy parry for the 2nd time and grapple up. Also, just pointing out the obvious again, this is not where we're supposed to be. This section is never played in separate ways. After clearing this set of enemies, I should have known something was up when this grapple looked this jank going into this next area. For this next fight, well, let me check my notes here. We have 2 rocket launcher enemies, a hammer brute, and am I forgetting something? Oh yeah, Krauser's in there too. We die. On the next run, we get a glimpse into Krauser's raw power, and in the process, learn his weakness before our fight. What's his weakness, you ask? Schofield. With the big boys down, we mop up the rest of the chaff, and traverse forward to this save point. Alright, that's just mean. Following this bright red blood trail into this tent, we're pulled into a cutscene.
Do you have my thingy?
I have your thingy, sir.
Oh, good. I was wondering where this went.
Slacking off again, I see.
You're invisible.
Oh, 1 sec. You're clearly incapable of doing this job, so just take this briefcase and put it where I tell you to. Or will I have to let you go?
Fine.
You'll do just fine. Following the cutscene, we head up to the next area, where upon opening these doors, we're attacked by turrets on the ceiling. I only realized this after doing a triple take on the room, however. After disposing of the turrets, Freddy Fazcow makes another appearance, but our max damage M110 puts him down with 0 effort. Heading down this lift, we say hello to our merchant friend once more, and take a look at a request he's posted up. There was a time where my answer to such a quest would be a firm and impolite no, but I am 150% sure we could fold these dudes now. We kill the first of, I'm sure, many Demon Slayer cosplayers, and grapple into the garbage dump. Walking through the halls, it's eerily dark and quiet, with no resistance whatsoever. Oh, this looks like a great room to put an ambush in. Yup. We begin running away from the chainsaws on our right and bump into Freddy in this hall. Training all 3 family members around, we use our decked out guns to clap these dudes for the torment we've gone through up until this point. Grappling out of the dump, we continue through these doors and witness an infuriating scene.
Starting to regret using that medicine now. Alright, let's go. I'm not paid for overtime.
After being MTR'd by a blue-haired Vocaloid, we dump all of our money into charms and MP7 upgrades to fill the void in our heart. Dropping down this hatch, salt is poured in the wound when we vault over this window, explode, and are ambushed by 2 brutes and a pew-pew demon slayer, forcing us to use all of our ammo and heals. Thrilling. You know what? I'm loading the save, because I'm feeling petty. We slither our way through all of these enemies and find ourselves in these dark corridors, where Leon has selfishly left several enemies for us to kill. Clearing our way to the freezer, we grab this power unit, which nicely fits into our power unit pocket in our dress. Backtracking to the plug for the power unit, we smush this extra large mouth spider and waste all of our ammo on these 2 Iron Maidens. Why the hell do these guys have 10 parasites in them? Regardless, we plug our battery into the next door and continue on. The carnival ride sequence remains relatively unchanged. I'm not sure if it's unchanged as an intended break from God, or if he just couldn't mod this part because it's coded weird. Leaning on the ladder. Dropping into the next area, we begin clearing the pillboxes out. This section has been given some super nice padding treatment, as you're forced to walk all the way around the place because someone has adjusted how these sentries are angled. At this point, I was really starting to feel fatigued from playing this, and when I died to a horde of enemies I couldn't possibly hope to kill with my ammo supply, I whipped out the cheese. We train the entire horde down into the MG area, then grapple back up and leave them to stand around this D-Day beach reenactment until they starve to death, then make the final sprint across the bridge and murder the last pillbox. Entering this facility, we bypass the many corpses inside and drop down into this corridor, where we're met with one of the lucky few enemies to not be touched by the anime mod virus. We perform a crisp about face and flee from this bridge. Yep, not even surprised anymore. Slipping through this opening, we then drop down into this dark drainage system. Fortunately, our body glows in the dark, so we're able to see remarkably well despite the darkness. We resume our chase in this hall, inputting this code at a leisurely pace. Once the doors open, we head through it and grapple away, leaving our pursuer to angrily stomp away while we continue our journey. Grabbing our final case upgrade from this very well defended room, we find a really cool hallway. Correction. We found the coolest hallway. After weaving our way through the coolest hallway, we find the room that we've been assigned to bring the briefcase to, and get to work.
I did what you asked.
How surprising. Here I was, thinking you had a disability.
Are you trying to blow up this island?
Yes, just think. An entire island exploded. They'll make Sigma edits of me on YouTube Shorts Rep. I'm done being a slave to corporate. If you want your paycheck, bring me that amber.
After a call with our boss, we start heading out from the facility. However, our persistent buddy makes another appearance. And more importantly, the coolest hallway makes another appearance. Dodging the lasers once more, we absolutely singe our dress, but narrowly escape from the hallway, leaving Rebar Boy to be ran through by the high-tech egg slicer. Once out of the room, we ride away on our Lapras jet ski to the next area. We begin the final chapter of our journey by calling all the enemies residing in this tunnel, until an elevator arrives, dropping off a Freddy Fazbear, now featuring bulletproof helmet. We make quick work of him by leading him through these laser mines and dumping half a mag into his rotund body. At the top of the elevator, we dispose of this guy, who clearly has no idea who he wanted to cosplay as. We send another elevator up and say hello to the merchant for the final time. By the way, I've been fully committed to this jacket bit the entire game. I never sold this thing for the quest that would have undoubtedly made this run easier. We make our final preparations for the fight ahead and march forward.
From the south to the north. But are you, my child, familiar with the infamous another one? That was so not cool. No words can accurately describe how not cool that was, dude. For that, I'm giving you the Audrey 4 treatment.
We begin our final battle with William Afton, who is suddenly looking very not Afton. Regardless, we take care of the additional enemies before diverting our attention to him. We then pull out our foe's greatest weakness. It's the Schofield. It's always the Schofield. The Schofield is so effective, in fact, that Afton has to resort to crashing our game in order to stall his untimely demise at our hands. Afton also does this really cool thing where he staggers you and then proceeds to combo your ass while you're on the ground and cannot do so much as open your inventory. Pretty cool stuff. Despite this, we power through and obliterate his balls with our Uwu blaster and do some pumpkin carving to finish him off.
No, you can't have my thing. It's mine.
I've got the thingy, sir.
About goddamn time. Now bring it over.
Can't have it.
Huh. And that's an interesting Christmas ornament.
You really walked into that. I'm getting a little tired of this. Why can't you just mind your own?
We join Leon side by side and mag dumping Afton until he begins mutating into a freaky limb eye monster. Leon wouldn't last long without our help, so we go to fetch a weapon to put an end to Afton. Across the way, we spot a red-tipped RPG and begin our glorious final sprint over this last hurdle in the way of us and Leon. What is it with you and vials?
So where's the girl?
Pretty sure she's still around here, somewhere.
I missed?
What?
Patch me through, pilot.
Pilot has a name, but whatever.
Why do you want this dumb rock?
My plan demands it.
Nani?
Jack Doherty.
Johnny Somali. All the nuisance influencers understand the potential of being a menace to the public for clout.
However, they limit themselves to harassing just one person or group. With this, I can harass entire countries.
So, you just want to annoy millions of people?
Billions.
Nante hazukana riyu daro. Turn around, bitch.
Oh, so I've been demoted from pilot to bitch.
Sir?
You're fired, Janelle.
Thank you, sir.
Jeremy, play my theme song.
Right away, sir.
That's the wrong, Jeremy, that's the wrong song.
Welcome to the cum zone.
Perfect.
Only come inside anime girls.
Should we shoot down the helo, sir?
No. We have all we need. Soon. Ouroboros will make me a god. Alright, before I wrap this up, some thanks are in order to the people who made this possible. These two sexy specimen in front of you are the reason this video was released in the first place. Without them, there would be no Drip God, there would be no Uwu Wesker, and there would be no Monica Giant. So it'd mean a lot to me if you guys could go check out the links in the description and show them some support. And a massive thank you to all my chads supporting the Patreon. All funds from over there go directly into making videos like this. These people are the reason there are no obnoxious sponsors of my videos. You guys are actually the best. And yeah, that's about it. I'll see you guys in another 3 months. Also, here's the final stat card for those wondering. Yeah, this was fun.